Hello there. I am so excited. This is episode 9. I want to talk about how to give love to others and how to pour into others. So, first of all, good morning, beloved community. This is our nurturing hour. Did you hear that exhale? Welcome to this special place created for you to have someone check in on you selflessly. So, take a deep breath and grab your tea or coffee or water and let's dig in. So, I am Dr. Shemya Vaughn, and I am the creator of A Cup of Therapy. On this channel, I am talking to women of color and gender non-conforming people who live with anxiety and depression due to childhood trauma. So on this YouTube channel, and in my wellness coaching practice and in my therapy private practice, I help women and non-binary individuals improve their mental health, create a life they love, and heal in community. I show them how to use their support system or create a support system on their healing journey. So this YouTube channel does not constitute a therapy like client relationship, therapist client relationship, nor does it constitute as a coaching client relationship. I am a licensed therapist in California and Missouri. So individuals that live in one of those states can meet with me for a free consultation to decide if we are a good fit for traditional talk therapy. That is something that I offer to individuals who pay privately for their therapy, or maybe they have insurance that I accept. And so you can set up a consultation to see if it's a good fit, and then we work out the logistics for the financing. In addition to providing therapy, I am also a wellness coach, and I offer one-on-one individual wellness coaching sessions and a healing circle, right? Group coaching for Black women specifically. In this episode, I want to talk to you about loving other people hard, authentically, unconditionally. Unconditional love. So when I use the word or the phrase unconditional love, I want to explain what I'm talking about. Unconditional love is not just letting it all ride, right? Unconditional love is love given freely to someone else without expectations, without conditions, without requirements. It's the kind of love that persists regardless of circumstances, behaviors, changes in the person, right? Developmental changes. It doesn't depend on what the other person says or does. It's rooted in acceptance, empathy, and a deep sense of commitment or connection. A lot of people have misunderstood unconditional love because of rom-coms and love songs that just make promises that are impossible to keep, right? There are no perfect people. There are people that are perfect for you, right? But they're not perfect people. And we want to love them as is. Like when we buy a used car, it's as is. When you buy something off of, I think it's Facebook Marketplace, right? It's obviously used. It's as is. You don't get to change it before you purchase it, right? And so this is what we're talking about with unconditional love. I want to help you by giving you 5 ingredients of unconditional love. 1, it is non-judgmental. We accept the other person as is, flaws and all. 2, it's enduring. We do not go silent and withdraw from the person when things get hard or when the other person changes. We change with them. We accept those changes. We are flexible and we adjust to their changes. Three, unconditional love is selfless. We are concerned with the well-being of the other person, even at times at a personal cost to ourselves. I am not talking about becoming a self-sacrificing martyr. I'm talking sometimes you may want to do a thing, right? Maybe you have an important deadline at work or you have, some kind of family obligation, but your best friend just lost their pets and they need you to sit with them while they mourn. You put aside the money you wanted to earn, you put aside the family obligation that can wait another day or two, and you're there present with your friend. Unconditional love, four, is supportive. Yes, surprise, right? We are present through both good and bad times without needing the other person to earn our affection or our approval. We are supportive. The unconditional love is given without you having to ask for it or earn it. Let that sink in. Another surprise. Boundaries is number five. Yes, yes, another surprise. Although our love is unconditional, healthy unconditional love still respects our own personal boundaries, the boundaries of the other person. And unconditional love does not mean tolerating any form of abuse or any harm to yourself. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not saying put up with abuse at all. I'll give you two examples. So, parental love is the most common example of unconditional love. It's often cited, right, as the best example of this because parents may love their child even when the child misbehaves, fails, grows into a very different person than they expected them to, right? The love is stable. It's still there. When my daughter was born, I felt this unconditional love and had no idea what it was until I met her in the birthing room, right? She comes out of the womb and I'm like, oh my goodness. And the entire time throughout my pregnancy, I thought I had a boy, the different, oh, the way your stomach looks, you have a boy. And so we had named the belly and everything, right? And so when the baby comes out and it's a girl, I'm like, oh my goodness, right? But instantly this unconditional love washed over me. She didn't ask for it. She was a baby. She couldn't ask. And she didn't have to earn it. She had just been born. There was nothing she had to do to earn it. It was just present. The second example of unconditional love is in romantic and friendship love, right? So it can be unconditional there too. For some reason, some people find it more challenging to have unconditional love for their life partner or their best friend because their expectations for romantic love and friendship are usually higher than their expectations for their children. I haven't read enough research about it to see why we have this hierarchical expectation for love, but it's there for some people. Now, there are some misconceptions about unconditional love. Unconditional love does not mean allowing harmful behavior. It does not mean accepting mistreatment. It does not mean losing your sense of self. It is about how you love someone, not whether you allow them to hurt you. So this is what we mean when we talk about pouring into others. This is part of that whole process, this unconditional love piece, right? Imagine the freedom and liberation that comes with knowing another human loves you unconditionally, right? And you can make mistakes and they are still in it with you. You are not allowed to harm them, but you can make mistakes and they are still going to love you, right? There is a such thing as human error. I know people talk about zero tolerance for error. Not in love, not being a human being. In medical research, okay, I get it, right? In certain data, economics, finances, yes, there's a lot less room for error. But I'm talking about a human connection here. You will not lose this person. You will not lose them as a spouse, as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend, as a best friend, or other important relationship label. You can just insert that there. Unconditional love means they're not going anywhere. I think the young people say ride or die, right? Right. I think that's what they use. I don't think they're applying it to specific people, though, in the way that they should, right? If we're going to be a ride or die for someone, we can't ride and die for 500 people. That's ridiculous, right? We have to choose a small circle that we're willing to do all this for. So, next comes the how to part. How do we pour into others? How do we water them as we do our plants? The secret? It is being emotionally mature. We are realistic. We are aware of the things about life that we have the ability to change if we do not like it. But we are also aware of the things about life we have no control over, even if we don't like it, right? We find solutions or we change the way we think about it, right? If it's something within your control, do something about it. If it's not within your control, change how you think about it. To those we love, we are reliable. We are dependable. We say what we mean and we mean what we say. We keep all of our promises to them. We prioritize our person. If something changes, we let them know as soon as possible because we are allowed to change our minds about something, right? Not about people, right? That we love, but we are allowed to change our minds about a promise that we said we would do if things change, right? We want that, we need that flexibility. With people we love, we are consistent with our behavior. We show up when we say we will show up, and we are on time. We give you space when you ask for space. We will not surprise you with inconsistent moods and behaviors, right? This is love. One time I had a friend use the phrase, and I think it's an older phrase, like, I don't want this person to come out of a bag on me. Emotionally mature people don't do that to others. They do not, right? On our good days, we do not take everything personally. We're going to have bad days too. But when we're talking about unconditional love and pouring into others, we do not take things personally, everything personally. We are not easily offended. And we know how to laugh at ourselves, right? We take a deep breath to avoid making everything about us. That means we can laugh easily and be playful with you. We are enjoyable to be around most moments of the day, right? We respect boundaries, especially your boundaries, if we love you. We are reciprocal in all of our relationships that are filled with love. We give back. It is not transactional. I want to be clear. It's not transactional, it's reciprocal, and there is a difference. We help you when you ask for help. We also ask for help when we need it because trusting someone to help you is also love. That is also how you express love. If you're always asking me to help and I never ask you, wouldn't you doubt if I think you're capable of helping me? So we want it to be reciprocal. And while things are reciprocal and not transactional, we do not take advantage of others and we do not use others. We don't use people. Having said that, we are also flexible. We know how and when to compromise with someone that we love. We aim for a win-win in disagreements, right? We are willing to be influenced, led, meaning if we do not know something, we listen and we learn, and we do not see learning from others as a weakness. We do not see following others as a weakness. We will not agree with you about everything, but we can understand your point of view. We are intentional about understanding your point of view because that is also how we love someone. For the most part, we are even tempered, right? Let me tell you this. You do not know someone. When you say, oh, I know them so well, you do not know someone well until you displease them. How do they react when they're upset with you? How do they act when you disappoint them? Again, for the most part, we are even tempered because we have learned to calm ourselves and speak with intention to avoid causing emotional harm to people that we love. Once you say something, you can never erase those words. That person will hear those words for a very long time, if not the rest of their lives. Be careful with your words. Care enough about the person you love to be careful with your words. Apologies does not erase what you just said. Understand that. Another thing about us with this pouring into others, we tell the truth. We are people with integrity. Integrity means not giving false impressions of yourself. We are honest when it counts. And I do want to let you know that, we are not monks or something like that. We do lie. We are dishonest sometimes, but not to the people we love and not when it counts. We also apologize and we offer to make amends. We don't say, sorry about that. That's not an apology. That's leave me alone and stop talking about it. So when you tell me I've harmed you, I am apologetic and I want to know how to make it right, right? We want to be responsible for our behavior. We do not intend to hurt others. And when we are told that our behavior or our words hurt someone, we are apologetic and we are ready to make amends. We know that when someone tells us that they are hurt by us, it is not time to defend ourselves. It is time to listen, to empathize, to understand the other person's pain. That's what time it is. Unprompted, we reflect on our behavior and we try to change how we speak to people. We try to change how we behave to ensure that people we love feel emotionally safe with us. This is a priority. Creating an emotionally safe space for people we love, right? We want the people we love to be in community with us. The way we express empathy makes people we love feel safe, right? When you are talking to us, you will feel seen and heard and understood. And when you don't, we're expecting you to speak up. And again, we will make amends. We like to comfort others, and we know how to be comforted by others. Again, reciprocity, reciprocal relationships. So this is why we must be careful who we gather under the umbrella of unconditional love, or ride or die, if you will. This is a lot of emotional labor. Everyone is not worth this level of loving. Keep this list short. I'm just trying to help you out. Now that you know my thoughts about unconditional love, let's switch gears and focus on your inner world. So I want you to pause this video and get your warm tea, your coffee, your lemon water, get your favorite pen or pencil, grab your journal, and prepare to write responses to the questions that I asked today. I want you to be able to look back on these thoughts 3 months from now, right? To see how you have grown into being the person you want to be. Okay, so pause the video and I'll wait. Here are some of the same questions. Here are the same questions, I should say. I tend to ask every week. But this week, I think we should use them as journal prompts to make this experience more interactive. Okay, so question 1, what will be your priority this week? Everything in our lives can't be a priority, or nothing is a priority. Right? So, what is your priority for this week? I want to give you some of my thoughts. This question helps you focus. A lot of tasks and duties and people will take up your time and attention this week, but this question asks what you want to prioritize this week. You can pause this video while you review your week's appointments on like your day planner or your calendar. You have different appointments, you have tasks, you have meetings to determine which of these is the lucky winner for your focus. What is your priority this week? Okay. Question 2. Who or what drained your energy last week? Think about it. When did you feel most tired? This question helps you reflect on your previous week. Sometimes we are on autopilot, right? And we do not notice what is making us tired. We notice we are tired because we need a nap, or we had to cancel an appointment, or we had to stop doing something in the middle of it because we just became overwhelmed and tired, right? Sometimes it's a thing that's making us tired. Sometimes it's a person, it's a who. So pause this video while you reflect on a person, place, or thing that made you feel tired before the encounter, during the encounter, and after the encounter. Name your energy drain. Question 3. Who or what made you feel complete or whole last week? Now we know your priority. We know who or what drained you. Next, we need to show some gratitude. So pause this video again to reflect on a person, place, or thing that made you feel complete or whole last week. Let's send this person, place, or thing appreciation vibes. We are grateful. We are appreciative. I'm doing this with you. Question 4. What or who did you avoid last week? Time for some honesty. I am getting into your business with this question. I am asking about procrastination or avoidance. So procrastination is temporarily avoiding something with the intention of circling back around at a later date, a day later, a week later, a month later, a year later, or kicking the can even further down the line. Breathe. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale your intention and exhale out what or who you avoided. It's okay to pause this video and write down the why. So the person, place, or thing you avoided is not as important as the why. Don't just jot down who or what you avoided. It is important for you to spend time reflecting on why you avoided this person or thing. I said I'm doing it with you. Question 5. What boundary did you establish last week that you want to enforce this week? This question may actually help you stop procrastinating or stop avoiding people or things. Last week, if something happened that you cannot allow to happen again, what boundary did you establish with yourself? How will you enforce it this week? Right? Pause this video and briefly describe what happened, how you felt, and the promise you made to yourself in the form of a boundary. Once you have all that written out, decide how to enforce it. This is an important step for this week. Question 6. Who gave you emotional support this week? Right? Or maybe that's last week, right? So this is Sunday. So last week, so thinking back, right? Who gave you emotional support last week? I am very interested in who is in your emotional support system network, right? Who are the people you call to cry, to celebrate, to vent? Who can you ask for a hug or a drink or a hangout? Who can you lean on? Who can rely on you? Or, yeah, who can rely on you and who can you rely on? So take in a deep breath and send that person a thank you. Send them a thank you text, actually, right? Not just a silent, oh, thank you, but send them a thank you text, right? I know that in the moment they were helping you, I know you said thank you, right? In that moment. But I want you to pause this video, shoot them a quick text. Text them that you wanted to express your appreciation or gratitude again. This is to remind them that they are needed, they are wanted, they are useful. You are part of their purpose. Sometimes we forget all the people we help. We need a little reminder, right? This is important. You can pause the video and do it. I'll do the same. Question 7. Who did you support last week? Right? So, and I mean emotionally, right? Who did you support emotionally last week? That's important. That's an important distinction. Not who you plan to support. I'm asking about behaviors you've already done. This is about reciprocity. This question is about reciprocity. When someone helps us, we naturally help them, right? Or we help someone else by paying it forward. This makes the world feel like a friendlier place. The US does not feel friendly right now. So we have to get more individual in our friendliness so that we can feel a renewed sense of hope. So, who were you an emotional support person for last week? You hear about ESAs, emotional support animals. You can be an emotional support person, right? Who did you do a favor for, right? I think that's important to remember because we forget. Who did you do a favor for? I think I'm going to do this question too with you. So pause this video and check in on them, right? Send a follow-up text. A short message lets them know that you are thinking of them, right? Even if no one checks on you, you can still identify at least one person you will continue to check on, right? That's that reciprocity. I'm going to do this with you. Okay. Question 8. What new habit do you need to start practicing? Or what old habits are you ready to retire? This is an action question. So choose only one. Please choose only one. You're only going to be able to start a new habit or retire an old one. You can't do both, not in 1 week. That's too much. That's too much. So either choose a new habit to start practicing or choose an old habit that you need to let go. If you choose a new habit and you are struggling with it, I want you to reflect on who can help you while you try to maintain this new habit. So maybe last week when I asked this question, you already have, this new habit you want to start practicing, but it's a week later and you still haven't taken any action, you haven't made any moves, you might need some help with it. So this could be getting an accountability partner. I have an accountability partner for the first time in 2025, right? And we meet once a week for about 30 to 45 minutes about our weekly and quarterly goals for our businesses. So it's more of a business accountability partner, but you can use them for your personal life as well. You don't have to have the same goals, that's not necessary, but you have to have something that's similar, right? And I realized that before we meet, I want to have something to show for my week between our sessions, right? So I take action in the days leading up to our meeting. It's motivating, right? We write down our goals, we write down the tasks to accomplish the goal, and then the deadline for the task, and we indicate if we completed it or not. Some weeks we are on fire, right? And we accomplish all the things we set out to. And some weeks we admit defeat, right? We're not always on the same motivational level, right? So sometimes I'm accomplishing a lot, she's not. Sometimes I'm just feeling lackluster and she's energized, right? And that's the beauty of an accountability partner. So accountability partners for a habit does not need to be as structured though, right? So like if you want to, for example, if you want to walk 10,000 steps every single day, invite a friend to walk with you, right? It doesn't need to be a sit down meeting. You can just invite someone that you're responsible to meeting for, right? And then if you want to get rid of a bad habit and you are not successful as you want to be, you too can benefit from an accountability partner. For example, if you want to stop going to work and going home, scrolling on, social media or watching TV all night, that's what you want to give up. It is a terrible habit that makes your week look like work and work and more work. You run all your errands on the weekend. So the 2-day break that most people get if they work Monday through Friday, it never feels like a break because you're doing laundry, you're cleaning, you're doing chores, you're, going to the dry cleaners. Your accountability partner could meet you out for a drink, for a dance class, for an after work treat. And I remember that a few times a month, a coworker and I used to meet at the local botanical garden for an after work stroll through the gardens before going home. It made a huge difference transitioning from work me to home me, right? So we would be in the office. It's like, okay, let's leave at this time so that we can get to the botanical park, right? And we would go to the gardens and we would take a walk and we would just talk and vent and, cry and laugh, all those things. But it was almost like washing the workday off of me so I can go home cleansed of the work. Okay, lastly, what is one thing you are looking forward to this week? If the answer is nothing, spend the next 30 minutes planning to do something to look forward to this week. It is time to make space for you in your life. I'm glad we had this episode together, and I look forward to hearing about what you plan to look forward to.